This is the start of my Bankroll challenge starting from $0. So I have decided to go for a Bankroll challenge. This is not a super original idea for poker vloggers. In fact, a variation of this has been, I think, the trendy thing to do. We have, for example, Kevin Martin, Kmart's series of starting from $0 and then live streaming himself play for a month or so, I think. And then we have Corey Iring's series of gambling his net worth. That was a really fun watch. Rampage Poker is currently also doing his Road to $1 Million challenge. And of course, we have my buddy, Buffalo Sam. He did the $100 to 100K challenge and killed it. Just a ridiculously amazing accomplishment. What a freaking legend. All of these are really fun and entertaining to watch. And I think they're really good for smaller vloggers trying to grow their channels like myself. Except that I always knew that it's a lot of work, it's a grind, it's a commitment, and all of which I just did not want to put myself through because I'm just lazy. Yeah. But now I think it's pretty good timing. I just got myself banned from half of the casinos in BC, and creatively I've just been thinking of some ideas for good content for you guys. And I just thought, having a number to keep track, to follow, and to keep score would be really fun for you guys. So, what exactly is my challenge? I don't know. I just know that I'm going to start from $0. And I'm going to start keeping track, and maybe you guys can give me some ideas or suggestions. I'll figure it out along the way. I think it's fitting to make it some kind of time challenge, maybe have it end on the day that my ban gets lifted from the casinos I'm banned at, which is a little less than a year from now. Maybe just something simple like how much of a bankroll can I build in a year? And here I go. How can you play a session of poker with no cash? So I gotta have some money to start. And how can one generate money? Well, you can work, but I'm not gonna vlog myself working. Or you can sell something you own for cash. And that is the reason you're looking at this guy, my 2007 Jeep Compass that has been my main method of transportation for a few years. Now I will be selling it to play poker. Originally, I bought it for my parents, but my mom can't drive manual, so I traded with them. Anyways, I take a few photos and create a listing on Facebook Marketplace. With the condition it's in, I think $2,000 is pretty fair, and I make the same listing on Craigslist. After 3 days and a lot of messages back and forth with people interested, I have my first appointment to meet up with a young man to view the vehicle. And he decides to purchase it on the spot for my full asking price. So here we are at an insurance store. Those are the transfer papers. That is my stuff from the car that I had to clean out. And those are the feet of the new owners. A very nice young couple. Just a little bit of data that you guys may or may not find interesting. From Craigslist, I received 2 inquiries about the car. On Facebook Marketplace, I got 10 times that. So it seems like Facebook Marketplace is more effective for selling your vehicle at least. Anyways, my bankroll is now at $2,000. Alright, what game should I start playing with this bankroll? Probably wise to start small. My friend Jason, for a while now, has been telling me about a place in Richmond that has a Microstakes game running. It's normally a 10-cent, 30-cent game, so I decide to check it out. But before that, I grabbed dinner with a couple buddies, you guys may know, Greg from Greg Goes All In, and Buffalo Sam.
Phone.
Already?
Yeah.
This is more fun.
Okay,
Is it? All right.
this has got to be a vlogging moment, so here we go. Alright, what are we doing? Oh wait, I gotta blur that out. I'm gonna crop that out. The place that we ate at was called Silver Tower in Richmond. Kind of a guilty pleasure spot for me. After dinner, we're all outside chatting. I told them about the Microstakes place I'm going to check out and asked if they were interested in coming along with me. And they said, sure, why not? We find the place in Richmond, a commercial unit in a plaza. We walk in, and there was a lobby with a reception desk, but no one is there. There are 2 hallways, one on each side of the desk. We decide to head to the right. We find a room with a poker table and about 8 people already seated. With my broken Mandarin, I asked them, hey, I hear you guys have a game going here. Do you have any seats open for us? They responded in Mandarin. I only understood half of it, but the word I did get was later. So I nodded like I understood everything, and we all stepped back out. We are back at the lobby. The 3 of us decided to do some exploring. We go check out the left hallway. We find an empty room with a poker table with cards and chips. So naturally, we decide to just sit down and play on our own. We just mess around and do some flips where I broke even. And then we go for a $15 turbo sit and go with 20 BBs. Sam busts out super early, and it's just me and Greg left, heads up in what is essentially an all-in fest. Here are a few of the hands. Greg was in the lead, but I double up with King Jack against King 5. We then get it all in with pocket 9s against King 4.
Please, 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 suck out! Suck out, suck out!
No king?
Suck out!
No king?
Yeah, oh, small number. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
Wait.
My heart's not live.
Oh,
Oh my god. You
Wait.
can still hit an 8.
Hey.
Coming.
8 on the river. Yes!
Oh.
Do you cover me?
No. 140. I think? Yes, 140.
I lose to a straight, but I still have a few BBs left, and we are all in again with 8-9 suited against Deuce 5.
Suck out! Suck out! Suck out! Yes!
Okay.
Yes!
Club.
Oh! Suck out! Suck out! Suck out! Suck out!
No way.
Oh, this motherfucker.
So Greg wins the sit and go, and with that, my bankroll is down $15. At this point, a group of 6 or 7 people walk in. They told us they will now be taking over this table and playing poker here, but we are welcome to join. They told us they will be playing 1-2 and asked if we're okay with that. And we said, sure, why not? Greg sadly has to leave because he had plans, so it's me and Sam playing a private 1-2 game with a group we just met. Here are some of my interesting hands. This hand, I pick up pocket queens in the small blind. There's a button straddle to $5, and I'm first to act. I raise it to $15. The big blind calls. The low jack and the button also calls. It's four-way into a flop of Jack 7-4 with 2 hearts. This is still really early in the session, still unfamiliar with the dynamic and styles of the players. Not gonna go for anything too fancy. I just c-bet for $50 for value, targeting draws and a jack. And everyone folds. Nice to pick up an early pot. This hand, I pick up ace-4 of diamonds at under the gun +1. There's an under the gun straddle at $5, so I'm first to act. I raise it to $15. The middle position calls, and then everyone folds to the big blind, who calls. The straddler also calls. It's four-way into a flop of deuce 3-4 rainbow. The big blind leads out for $75, and then under the gun calls with less than that, so he's all in. The action is on me. This is an interesting spot. Firstly, I managed to flop top pair, top kicker on a 4-high board. Under the gun was stack committed pre-flop, so he could be calling off with any pair he hit or any straight draw. What I've learned so far about the players is that the big blind is quite new to the game. I think he has only been playing for a couple months. Earlier, I saw him stack off with just 2 overcards, so I'm thinking he can be overvaluing his hand, maybe with a random 4x or a random 5x. With my hand having top pair, blocking it out to the open-ender draw, as well as having some equity if I'm behind, I decide to go with it. I'm pretty dead to pocket 5s, pocket 6s, or 5-6 combos, but I'm just not deep enough in this game to fold top pair and a gut shot here. I jam all in. The middle position folds, and the big blind calls. The board runs. The turn is a 5 and river is a 9. I end up hitting my straight to take it down. One of the villains showed a 5 and the other had a pocket pair. This hand, I pick up pocket queens again at under the gun. I open to $10. The player directly to my left, none other than Buffalo Sam, 3 bets to $30. The hijack calls and the big blind calls. The action is back on me. If there were no other cold callers, I can sometimes flat call here to trap Sam, knowing his 3-bet range is wide as well as capable of triple barrel bluffing. But with the dead money, I'm definitely going to 4-bet. I make it $130. Sam goes all in with his remaining stack. Everyone else folds. Not much of a decision here. I'm never 4-betting queens to fold at this stack depth, especially against Sam, so we're all in. He shows me he's got ace-king. Classic flip, I suppose. The board runs. King on the flop, everything else doesn't matter. And I double Sam up and give him some starting chips for what ends up being an insane run for him this night. This hand, I pick up ace-king at the cutoff. There's a button straddle of $5. The small blind folds. The big blind calls. The low jack and hijack calls. I raise it to $25. Only the button and hijack calls. It's 3-way into a flop of ace-10-6 with 2 hearts. The hijack checks to me. Great flop for me. I c-bet for $40 for value. And that's good enough to take it down. This hand, I pick up ace-5 on the button. There are 4 limpers starting from under the gun +1. Just a load of dead money. With ace-high on the button, I pump it up to $25. Only the big blind defends. It's heads up into a flop of 9-4-5 rainbow. The villain checks. This is a board that's not a good range for me, but I do hit second pair, so I have pretty good showdown value. Normally, in a spot like this, I could check for pot control or sometimes bet really big for protection. But now I've gotten a bit more familiar with the table, and this villain, I observed, can get pretty fancy. I saw him check raise really strong earlier and showed a stone cold bluff because he just didn't believe the other player had anything. So now, on a board that normally wouldn't hit me at all, I decide to bet small for value or even bait a check raise. I c-bet for about 1/3 the pot at $20. The villain calls. The turn is a deuce. Probably one of the best turn cards for me. Doesn't change much. I still have second pair. I also pick up extra equity with a gut shot. It completes an open-ender with 3-6, but don't really expect that hand to be in here with a $25 raise pre-flop. The villain now jams all in, with a bit more than pot size. I tank for a little bit. Although there are a lot of value hands that beat mine, including pocket pairs and 9x suited combos, I just think he has just as many bluffs, if not more, seeing how he played some hands previously. This play just seems like another variation of his other plays, putting his opponent on nothing and then bombing a dry board that doesn't hit my range. I think folding here is fine, but I go with my initial read and put in the call. He asked to run it twice, and I'm always okay with that. The first river is a 10. I show my hand, and the villain shows a7, so I have half the pot secured. The second river is a 3, which gives us both a straight, so I end up picking up 3/4 of the pot. This hand, I pick up ace-5 of spades at under the gun +1. There's an under the gun straddle to $5. I open to $15. The low jack and hijack calls. The cutoff 3 bets to $60. The button calls. Everyone else folds, and the action is back on me. I think for a bit. I actually have tremendous odds to call here because I'm definitely pricing in the initial 2 cold callers. They just can't be strong enough to 4-bet here, but I start counting my stack, and I think it's just big enough to have enough fold equity for a 4-bet bluff. The low jack and hijack are basically dead money. I actually don't mind going against the button because he is a newer player that could call a 3-bet light. I only have to get through the cutoff, who is a 3-better, and also I'd say one of the more solid and logical players at this table. He's not too loose and has a good sense of odds and ranges, so targeting him, as well as having a hand that fares better as a 4-bet bluff than flat calling, I just jam here. I actually don't mind anyone calling except for the cutoff. And the cutoff does end up tanking the longest, but in the end, everyone folds and I take this one down. This hand, I pick up ace-10 of diamonds at under the gun. I open to $10. Sam, directly to my left, calls. The hijack and cutoff calls, and everyone else folds. It's 4-way into a flop of ace-7-5 with 2 spades. I check. Sam bets $25. The hijack calls, and cutoff folds. I also call. The turn is an offsuit 9. I check again. Sam continues to bet, this time for $75. The hijack gets out of the way, and I'm definitely not folding top pair to Sam here, especially when my hand unblocks the spade draw. I call. The river is the queen of spades. I check. Sam goes all in and puts me in the tank. At this point, Sam has just been running down the whole table. We know he's a great player, but he's also been hitting the deck like crazy. And I'm seated directly to his right, just the worst spot in this game. Now, even though Sam is capable of value betting a better ace in this spot, I don't think he's ever in this pot with a better ace when he didn't 3-bet me pre-flop. He is representing the flush, which makes it extra tough when I unblock the spades. However, that also means I unblock a lot of his bluffs here. We know he's capable of triple barreling. We know he's capable of bluffing big with 1 spade. This is a really close one because I know he's taking this line with something like a straight draw with 1 spade or 1 pair with 1 spade. I tank for a while and I flick in the call. We table our hands and he shows 3-4, the double gutter on the flop that bricked. I take this one down by bluff catching Bluffalo Sam. At around midnight, Sam and I both cash out and call it a night. This is a shot of his chip stack. Yeah, It's a 1-2 game, and I think that's around $3,000. When I said he was hitting the deck like crazy, I was not exaggerating. Anyways, here are my results. I bought in for $200 and cashed out for $800. Well, it was 800 something, but I just tipped the something to the dealer. So that's a profit of $600. And with that, here is an update of my bankroll. The next day, it is my buddy Mikey's birthday, and he wants to hang out at his usual spot, the River Rock Poker Room. So I head over, play some 1-3 with him, get a round of drinks for the boys. There's Mikey, always looking sharp. Of course, the whole crew shows up for him. Trevor is here. Congratulations for winning the Starlight Tournament and taking down 13 bounties. He also gets honored at the poker room for being awesome. Next time I step foot in Starlight, I'll definitely be looking for your photo on the wall. Also, Jason is here. Congrats to you as well, winning the tournament last month. It's always such a treat to see my friends run good.
It might be too dark though, man.
No.
Yeah, it's really dark here.
We have talked about taking a group photo for what seems like a couple years now. We just somehow always forgot or missed each other, but we decided tonight is the night. I did play a 5-hour session of 1-3 before calling it a night. Here's a shot of my chip stack. Can't record hands at River Rock, and I didn't take any notes of any hands to share because I was just a little too distracted with the couple rounds of drinks, among other things. But here are the results. I bought in for $600 and cashed out for $718. That's a profit of $118. And that brings my total bankroll to I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the friend group that allowed Sam and I to join them and play in their 1-2 game. I hope I don't miss anyone. Ethan, Justin, Josh, Michael, two Michaels, Keevin, and Ciel. Yeah, I learned that they are a mix of bodybuilders and personal trainers that work or work out at the same gym. And yeah, just very nice and friendly bunch. I'm very happy to have met them. When this video is up, Sam and Greg will be somewhere in Asia for APT, Asian Poker Tour. Greg will be hosting as usual, and Sam will be doing some commentating, so be sure to check that out. And that is all I have for you for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please remember to like and subscribe. I hope you look forward to the next.